Welcome back to the show. Today on this episode, we're diving into the story that's been literally and figuratively buzzing across the headlines. Unidentified drones spotted across multiple states. And while the mystery of these drones themselves is captivating, what's equally concerning is the notable lack of transparency from authorities. So buckle up as we explore how secrecy from law enforcement and government is overshadowing the genuine anxieties of citizens seeking answers. Imagine looking up on a clear night, only to see a cluster of lights moving in an inexplicable formation. That's the reality for many in states like New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Since mid-November, reports of drone sightings have surged, sparking a wave of concern and confusion. These sightings have not just been random, they've been seen near sensitive sites like military installations and critical infrastructure, adding layers to the mystery. Naturally, citizens have turned to their elected officials and law enforcement for explanations. But what they've received in return has often been more frustrating than reassuring. Officials acknowledge the sightings, but their explanations are often vague and contradictory. They assure us there's no threat, but offer little concrete evidence to support that claim. Multiple news outlets, including The Guardian, The Independent, and CBS News, report that the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, FFA, and the DoD claim many sightings are simply a case of mistaken identity. They suggest people are misidentifying stars, small aircrafts, or lawful commercial drones as these mysterious nighttime flyers. However, many witnesses, including trained personnel at military installations like Picatinny Arsenal, stand by their accounts, directly contradicting their mistaken identity theory. This discrepancy between official statements and eyewitness accounts underscores a critical issue. A lack of transparency is breeding distrust. A recent CBS News poll suggests that 78% of Americans believe the government is withholding information about these drones, and this is trending on X. Think about it. When authorities offer vague explanations and hesitate to take concrete action, what message does that send? It tells citizens that their concerns aren't being taken seriously. It leaves them feeling, vulnerable and unsure of who to trust. This lack of clarity creates an environment ripe for speculation and conspiracy theories. Some speculate the drones belong to foreign entities conducting surveillance, while others propose an even more outlandish idea, including alien involvement. This speculation is fueled not just by the lack of information, but also by law enforcement's limited authority to deal with the potential drone threats. Current regulations prevent them from taking down a drone unless it poses an imminent threat, which many officials argue hinders their ability to investigate and get down to the bottom of this mystery. This frustration is echoed by citizens, especially those living in the area with frequent sightings. They see drones flying over critical infrastructure, near military bases, and even close to airports, and they feel powerless to do anything. They're left questioning, if the government truly knows what's happening, why aren't they sharing that information with us? That is a really good question. The lack of clear, transparent communication from the government regarding the mysterious drone sightings, particularly in states like New Jersey, New York, Maryland, and Connecticut, has several concerning implications that directly contribute to public distrust, fueling speculation and conspiracy theories. Information vacuums. When the government fails to provide concrete, detailed information, it creates a vacuum that is quickly filled with speculation. This situation has led to a proliferation of conspiracy theories ranging from foreign espionage to domestic surveillance or even extraterrestrial activities. The absence of official clarification leaves room for these narratives to take root, often amplified by social media platforms where posts suggest a cover-up or secretive agenda by the government. In historical context, This isn't the first time such a scenario has unfolded. For instance, past events like the Chinese spy balloon incident have shown how government silence can lead to rampant misinformation and public unease, as seen on posts on X. Undermining public safety and trust. Safety concerns it is. Drones near critical infrastructure or military installations raise legitimate security and privacy concerns. When officials assure that there is no threat without providing corroborating evidence, it does little to assuage public fears. Citizens might feel that their safety is not being prioritized or that the threats are being downplayed for political reasons, which is a direct hit to trust in government. Perception of secrecy. The government's response, or lack thereof, can be interpreted as an attempt to hide information, which in turn suggests that there might be something more sinister at play. This perception is exacerbated by past instances where government transparency was lacking, leading to public distrust in official statements. Legal and operational limitations. Authority and action. The legal framework around counter-drone measures is restrictive, with local law enforcement having limited capabilities to intervene without clear evidence of a threat. This limitation has been publicly criticized, as seen in statements from various lawmakers and officials calling for expanded authorities. The government's failure to communicate these constraints or the actions they're taking within the legal boundaries adds to the public's frustration and skepticism. Inconsistent messaging. Different agencies like the FBI, DHS, and FAA have issued statements that sometimes contradict each other or public observations. This inconsistency adds to the confusion and can make people feel that the agencies are not coordinating or are intentionally misleading the public. Erosion of democratic principles. Transparency and accountability. A democracy functions well when there is a reciprocal relationship of trust between the government and its citizens. The lack of transparency in this drone situation undermines the principle that the public has a right to know about matters affecting their safety, especially when it involves technology with potential for surveillance or harm. Engagement with the public. Effective government communication in crises should involve not just information dissemination, but also engagement with the public to gather their observations and concerns. The current approach seems more about managing the narrative than involving citizens in the solutions or reassuring them about their concerns. The distrust stemming from the government's handling of the drone situation is not just about this specific incident, but taps into a broader narrative of skepticism towards governmental institutions, fueled by past events where transparency was notably absent. To restore trust, the government needs to adopt a more open, proactive, and consistent communication strategy, providing clear evidence and explanations, and involving the public in addressing security concerns. After all, we are the boss. This could help in transforming public fear and speculation into a more informed and cooperative approach to national security issues. The drone incidents highlight a fundamental principle of a functioning democracy. Open communication and transparency are vital to maintaining public trust. When the government operates in secrecy, particularly on matters that directly impact public safety, it erodes that trust and it fosters fear and uncertainty. The mystery of these drones may remain unsolved for now, but the larger issue remains: the need for our government and law enforcement agencies to be more forthright with the public. They must acknowledge the validity of citizens' concerns, provide clear and consistent information, and demonstrate a genuine commitment to uncovering the truth. Only then can we hope to quell the anxiety and suspicion that shrouds this unsettling phenomenon. To be honest, I really don't think there's any alien involvement. This is all government stuff. Ours, theirs, somebody. And in actual reality, this isn't another foreign government's military operation. Really, folks, can anyone really say that the American government doesn't have the capability to detect and deter drones from a foreign state? I don't think so. And I know we had a whole Chinese balloon thing going on. Different technology, but do you really think they never understood that that thing was coming? Our military and our government is just lying to us. And that's sad. Because you and I, as the citizens of this country, we are the real bosses. But those assholes up in Washington on Capitol Hill, they think they are. They're in a position of privilege and power, and they exert that over us every single day. And the saddest part about all of this is things are probably never going to change without some kind of a, I hate to say it, revolution. But that's exactly what this country needs. This country needs another revolution to set the powers that be straight and allow us to reclaim our country. And for anybody who doesn't truly understand the nature of what the United States government is about, just go watch Andrew Bustamante. He's a podcaster, he runs Everyday Spy, and he tells you straight up, as an ex-CIA spook, the government's job is to ensure their global dominance. The U.S. government, they don't give a shit about you, me, Tom, Dick, or Harry. Their only goal is to maintain world dominant power, and they are losing that power. The whole BRICS situation is bringing that all to a head. As the United States loses its foothold as the world reserve currency, that's my thoughts on what's going on with this whole drone UFO situation. Until next time, keep it filthy.